Yeah, well, we aren't. We've told people we're doctors, but we're not really. So we didn't know how
Getting away with
to.
it.
We didn't know how to actually cure people for real. So we made up all the illnesses.
There you go. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if Dr.
full
Dre
pills.
can get away with it,
Yeah,
I don't see why
exactly.
you can't either. You know. So where did the idea for this game come from?
Well, we made a game 21 years ago.
Yeah, we came out
Called
21
Theme
years.
Hospital, and we made a lot of games back in the sort of 80s and 90s, which were kind of simulation games,
Okay.
dog games.
Well, we
and-
love making these kind of little people games where you're sort of managing a bit of it and trying to influence your customers, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, they're all about sort of exploiting little people for their cash, really.
You just said the whole video game industry.
Factual information.
So we can show on the screen now. You can see that they've got a couple of people have arrived, and we're going to build a quick hospital. So hopefully we can show you some of these processes that we've come up
Yeah,
with.
so the patients are going to come in, see the receptionist. They're ill. They're going to see a doctor, and the doctor's hopefully going to be able to say, well, this is what's wrong with you, and this is the cure. But as the game goes on, the illnesses get more complicated. You're going to need to build diagnosis rooms. You're going to need to do
Someone's just
research.
slipped on their own
Oh,
vomit.
okay, nice.
He puked on the floor, and then I
Nice.
guess he forgot he did it.
And then fell over.
Just
Yeah.
slipped in it.
Yeah, so you need to hire a janitor, keep the place clean. So you're trying to keep patients.
Where's it going?
happy.
Just sit down. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Work with
that's the thing. You're reacting constantly to all these different people and what they're going through, and they could be going through some really quite nasty things.
I see the little aura around the plants, and I remember in the original Theme Hospital,
Yeah.
the plants were a way to reduce the amount of vomiting that took
Yeah,
place and also
exactly.
to make people happy. Does that
Exactly. Yeah.
carry over to this game as
Yeah,
well?
this
Yeah.
is an attractiveness overlay. You kind of see there's a horrible brown bit there where somebody's
Ill,
yeah.
so he's cleaning
Feeling
that up.
ill
So
on the
these
floor.
modes are just to help you sort of see where you need to sort of make things a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
So
Is that a hedge mage outside?
Yeah.
yeah, well,
To get to the hospital?
so basically, there's a bunch of different. This is a real city called Croquembouche, and it's got lots of nice things like kiddie playgrounds and what have you. But if you want to develop on those and build a hospital and get rid of the kiddie playground, you can do that. It's quite twisted, really.
Yeah.
No,
so-
it's really cool how, like, I was wondering why you were building up the aesthetics of the hospital, not like the functionality. But the aesthetics of the hospital actually have sway on how good your hospital's doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, patients come in and they're going to wait around in queues and go from one diagnosis of hopefully eventually a cure. But you got to keep them happy. Drinks machines, food machines, lots of plants, keeping it nice, keeping it clean, bins emptied, keeping it warm or cool, depending on where you're based in the world.
Most hospitals are like shopping malls now, anyway.
Yeah,
if you've got
that's
them.
true.
You know,
They are, yeah.
They're a way to
Yeah.
exploit people for
Yeah.
cash. Even if you park up there, they're going to charge you for parking your car.
Yeah.
Now, if you're
Yeah.
like an absolute symmetrical purist,
Oh,
how much
Gary
control
is.
do you
I
have
am.
over object manipulation and
Totally.
lining up your benches? and
Yeah,
everything?
exactly.
Yeah,
So
in fact, Craig's having a little.
Craig's a bit crazy with his. So we let you rotate objects at any particular angle you want.
Yeah.
You can create room shapes as you please. They don't.
What are
need
you
to be
doing? Oh my God.
Ruined.
Yes. Dirty.
That looks
man.
terrible.
I mean, it's amazing. You get some people who really don't care about how they build their hospital. They're more about sort of exploiting the
Functionality,
sim,
yeah, just
the
keeping it
functionality of it.
streamlined and
I'm the
efficient.
player who wants my hospital to look
Yeah.
amazing.
Amen, man.
Sure. So, once the hospital gets built,
Yeah.
people come in
Yep.
with illnesses, sicknesses, maladies, whatever you want to call them. How did you come up with those? Do you just like have a brainstorming session?
It is. We don't write design documents, and
Okay.
we used to do, but we find it in the original games we used to make. We used to just sit around and riff
Well,
ideas.
yeah, 21 years ago, the teams there's like 4 or 5 people in the team.
You were
There
the
wasn't-
programmer, I was the artist.
Yeah, and
That
that's
was it,
that's
really.
kind of largely it. So you kind of go, oh, what do you think of this? And that's kind of a nice way of working. We've got an amazing team, and illnesses come up by dad jokes as we kind of
Yeah, I mean,
labelled as.
if we laugh at it for a while, it doesn't get boring. It goes in.
Well, in fact, this one here, the guy's just come in. We've kind of shown this guy before. He's
Oh my God.
light
Lightheadedness.
Yeah, lightheadedness. Well, it was originally called bulbous head, and it was because it's a
Either
bulb,
one.
and then we kind of thought, actually, lightheadedness, that's a better joke, and so.
Oh man, there's
yeah.
going to be so many groans, aren't there?
Yeah.
When you see like the
Yeah,
puns being made, oh, I bet. No, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Operation, like the water on the knee.
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
that
it
kind
is
of
that.
game. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've tried to make all the characters very individual. I don't know if you noticed, but they're all very different looking. And they all have different personality traits as well. Specifically the staff. The staff can be really good at their job, but they could be quite grouchy, or they could be lazy, or they could be unhygienic, and you've got to manage their personalities. We really want you to care about them.
Or fire.
Well, that was the
Wow,
thing.
yeah.
That was the thing in the original. If you got, you know, annoyed with your staff, you just fired them and got another one, right? We're going to try and make you care about the personalities of these, because you're going to get to know their little nuances.
To make
Fire, you can still fire them, but we're going to try and make you not fire them.
And I think your investment in staff as well. So you're as they gain XP experience, that you can promote them. But that gives them a training slot, and then you decide how. Okay, they're going to specialise. They're going to be a psychiatrist or R&D person. So there's a bunch of things that you're going to hopefully be investing in a character.
They're your
And then
little
hopefully-
babies, and you're going to
Yeah.
take them from being fledgling professionals into hopefully sort of, you know,
Consultants
and consultants.
super
Yeah.
consultants,
Experts.
There's a lot of places and locations in this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were telling me backstage, I thought that was kind of cool, is that some of the illnesses and stuff correlate to the areas they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got areas that are super hot and the climate is volatile, so you could have volcano eruptions. You
Yeah,
could
and
have-
again, you need to keep hot areas cool, otherwise diseases fester, you get epidemics.
So we're changing the
spreading,
gameplay all the time. You're not going to sort of play one hospital and think, I'm doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
In some hospitals, you get money from people who come in, and in other hospitals, they're state-run hospitals where you're funded, and you've got to meter out how you spend that money.
Yeah.
If you run out of cash, you're not able to do anything about
Yeah.
it. So
Are you locked into, like, when you go to an area, like when you build a hospital in this area, it's state run and you don't have a choice?
Well, there is a state-run hospital, but
Okay.
there's a bunch of hospitals to choose from. And
Okay.
as you get, and we've got a kind of 3-star system for hospitals. When you get your first star, it's going to unlock other hospitals and other regions, so you can move around. But if you wanted-
Unlockables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted to max out, get 3 stars, the challenge is going to be pretty heavy. But you know, you're going to be able to move.
But if you don't
around.
like the state hospital,
Yeah.
you can leave it and move back onto the
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
where you can get cash off people for being
Yeah.
ill. It's up to you, really.
Yeah, in fact, go back to an earlier hospital. As you're kind
yeah.
of developing the game and doing research and development, you're getting better cures, etc. And then you're going to want to maybe go back to one of those earlier
Yeah, we
hospitals.
really
It
wanted
was
you to sort of
tough.
consider this not as a linear path, but a place you can return to.
Man, this is I'm sure this is a dream game for a lot of people, especially people who are maybe grew up with like Sims games and that kind of simulation games and that kind of thing.
Hopefully.
It looks fantastic, and I want to say the thing that really makes it stand out is the sense of humor. It's very well done.
Yeah, it is.
The game is 2 Point Hospital. You can check it out. Fall release date 2018.